Hey, what's up, everybody? I want to welcome you to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Daily Recap, where we give you a recap of all of the hot topics that we covered that day. You can catch them in their long format and also catch it fully streaming for free on Apple Podcasts. So as you guys know, Isiah Thomas has been a long-time adversary of Michael Jordan, going back all the way to the 80s, right? Isiah has not been fond of Jordan whatsoever, and there are a bunch of reasons for that. As you guys know, some people feel that MJ came to Chicago, a guy from North Carolina came to Chicago and put the entire city and state on the map. And Isiah being a Chicagoan, he may have felt the kind of way about that, maybe Jordan's success and all of this. Maybe another issue that Isiah took with Jordan is the way that he's marketed as the greatest player of all time. And Isiah has been saying for years now that, for instance, LeBron James is better than him and blah, 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 blah. But recently, Isiah took it to a whole nother level here. And he put on a full-blown clown suit when he went on Run It Back TV. So he recently made a guest appearance on there. And they asked him to kind of list his GOAT list and all of that. And then it got to the point where he was talking about Michael Jordan and Kevin Durant. And he went on to say that if you had put Kevin Durant on the Chicago Bulls would have won 6 NBA championships. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Isiah Thomas is now saying that Kevin Durant is essentially as good a player as Michael Jordan. So what we want to do now is want to play what Isiah had to say, and I'm going to come back and continue on the show. Take a listen to Isiah Thomas' comments here.
I've never seen a basketball player like LeBron James. And so there's the eye test, and then now can we back it up with the numbers? And as I said last time I was on your show, he's breaking every single record that's ever been set in the game of basketball. And he's showing up in every individual category. Rebounds, points, assists, games played, baskets made. I mean, he's all over the board. There's never been a player in the history of the game like LeBron James. So does that make him the GOAT? In my opinion, yes. Now, if we're talking about MJ and Kobe, okay, and I guess we're only in the 6'6" category because that seems to be that what the GOAT debate has been defined. Criteria, you got to be 6'6" and under. So that means I can't count. I'm sorry, Boogie, we can't count y'all career. Sorry,
Boogie.
Count,
I'm not even close. So no offense taken.
No, I'm just talking about like the big guys. I'm fighting for the big guys now, even though I'm a little guy. But I look at MJ and Kobe, right? MJ was the original, right? Mm-hmm. And we give credit to Kobe for being the best imitation of the original. So he's always second. Now, I can flip that order. If we're talking about the rankings for me, I'm going LeBron, MJ, Kobe. But I just want people to know we're only talking about these three guys, the 6'6" ranking, because I don't want the observers like, oh, you said nah,
Stupid observers.
these three guys, right? Okay, to me, I'm going LeBron, MJ, Kobe.
So you heard what he had to say. Well, NBA fans didn't take this lightly. And I came across an article from Fadeaway World with the following headline saying, NBA fans call out Isiah Thomas for disrespecting Michael Jordan. He's delusioned by hatred. It continues on. Hall of Famer Isiah Thomas and Michael Jordan have been at odds with each other for years now. Unsurprisingly, Thomas's comments didn't go well because he said Thomas claimed that Chicago Bulls would have still won 6 titles if Kevin Durant won those teams instead of Jordan. Unsurprisingly, Thomas's comments didn't go well. He comes across as a bit bitter by firing these shots from time to time, and NBA fans ripped him on Twitter. One person said Isiah is delusioned by hatred. Another person said, Swap Zeke out for Westbrook or CP3, and the Pistons probably 3P. One fan claimed that the Detroit Pistons would have won. Detroit Pistons would have won more if they had Russell Westbrook or Chris Paul instead of Isiah. Even Kevin Durant wouldn't agree with this dumb take. Zeke's hatred for Jordan is insane. Another person said, there is no grudge deeper than the Isiah Thomas grudge on Michael Jordan. Another person said, sore loser and still holds a grudge because Jordan and Scottie Pippen didn't let him play on the Dream Team. Another person said, and it just kept on going on and on. Another, and then Michael Jordan made some comments as well that the article alluded to. You guys can go hunt down the rest of it there if you want to listen to it for yourselves. So anyway, that's what was said. What are my thoughts about this? Look, at this point, it's becoming, it's getting stupid, right? It's getting stupid at this point because we're no longer dealing with sense. And to suggest that Kevin Durant is not winning 6 titles the way Michael Jordan did. And the answer is very simple. Do you know why? Because Kevin Durant is not as good as Michael Jordan. That's all. I don't think we need to complicate this conversation. He's not as good as Michael Jordan. Michael is better than everybody. So saying, oh, if you put this guy, if you put that, no, they're not as good. The guy is better than everybody. So for Isiah to flippantly say it like that, it's almost like as if he's saying, yeah, he's not really that good. No, he is really that good. I think people forget this dude is the best basketball player, the best basketball player of all time. He's really, really good at basketball. Do you know? He's really, really good. So it's not as simple as that. You can't put anybody else and you're getting 6 titles. I don't care who you bring. Not Kobe Bryant, and I'm a Kobe Bryant fan. Kobe probably got 4. 6? No, Kobe's not as good as Michael Jordan, and Kobe Bryant is my favorite player. LeBron? Hell no. No. Let's face reality here. And I think that Isiah Thomas and some of these people are running away from reality. These people that you think they're not as good as MJ, and then the person you brought was Kevin Durant? Kevin Durant, did you see what happened to Kevin Durant when he was with the Brooklyn Nets, when they played against the Boston Celtics, I think in 2021, and they were allowed to play physical defense against him? Did you see what Kevin Durant turned into? He was like a 30%, 35%, high 30% field goal shooter in that series. High 30% field goal shooter. Kevin Durant, the most efficient scorer of all time. When they played him with physical defense, he could barely score. The whole entire NBA world was stunned. What happened to KD? He's efficient. Yeah, because he played against some physical D for once. And you saw what happened. Jordan was born in that. Molded by that, to quote Bane. But you're going to bring me Kevin Durant. Come on, man. Come on, stop. Knock it off. No. Bring somebody else. KD's not the answer. As you guys know, Austin Reaves, who is basically being held hostage by LeBron James on the Lakers, one day he will come out and say, Kobe Bryant's my favorite player of all time. The next day he'll come out, LeBron James is a great player. The next day, I'm like, yo, bro, what? I don't know what they be like. These dudes be roughing you up in the locker room. Why your opinions switch so much, right? But anyway, earlier today, Mitch sent me over a video from an interview that Austin Reaves had on LeBron's show. And basically, in this video, Steve Nash is there as the waiter that he is for LeBron. And he essentially says to LeBron in his face that Kobe Bryant is his favorite player ever, and LeBron said nothing, right? But then I'm sure maybe 3 weeks from now, a reporter will put a microphone out that LeBron scores 30 and say, man, Kobe LeBron, my favorite player of all time, man, he to go. So what we want to do is we want to play this sound for you. Take a look at Austin Reaves telling this to LeBron, and we'll come back and continue on the show. Take a look at this here.
Who inspired you?
Who's your favorite player?
My favorite player ever is Kobe, as you know. There was not really any
nobody you were like, I want to play like.
Not really. Yeah.
So
I always felt like I was different. I played differently than everybody else growing up
in your town.
Yeah, I was because.
So you heard what he said. What are my thoughts about this? Look, man, good for Austin Reaves. All right, but Austin, it's hard to take a person like you serious, man, because you always flip-flopping. You're always flip-flopping. You're always flip-flopping, and it gets corny. In terms of that, I mean, look, the only people pushing LeBron as the GOAT are his fans and his fanboys in media, in independent media, and all the players know what it is, man. Even today, I just heard a clip again from Horace Grant talking to Matt Barnes. Who'd he pick? He put Kobe again. So this is a media thing, right? But people want to put credibility in platforms like Bleacher Report that has Joel Embiid as the 4th greatest scorer, pure scorer of all time, and Giannis on the top 10 as a scorer, top 15. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a pure scorer. Like, this is where we are with it. The real no. But the media, which is controlled by these guys, they get to put out all of these messages. And then the fanboys run around here and try to give these people some type of credibility. You know, like, it's crazy. Even Gilbert Arenas sat there and talked about, I spoke to the voters, and they said they held Kobe's court case against him. That's why they didn't give him MVP. So, Gil, what do you think about the media ranking LeBron ahead of Kobe Bryant? Well, it's the media, man. These are experts. You just shot holes in their credibility, but now you want to, like, come on, man. So I'm not wasting no more time on this. If Austin Reaves want to say that, whatever. Isiah Thomas is going to Michael Jordan. So as you guys, Shannon Sharpe. So as you guys know, Isiah Thomas recently was on the Run It Back TV show or sports show with Lou Williams and these guys, and he went out there and just really stepped in it by basically saying that if you replace Michael Jordan on the Chicago Bulls, Kevin Durant is winning 6 NBA titles. Like, you just can't make this stuff up anymore. Take a listen to Isiah Thomas here.
And I said this to Kevin Durant, and I'm going to say this to all of you sitting on the panel. And I said to Kevin Durant, hey, if you would have played back in our era and they put you in the triple post at that mid-post area and they took Michael Jordan out and you played with Pippen and you played with Kukoc and you got to run into the mid-post, shit. Would he have won 6 championships? Absolutely. With Rodman and Pippen and Kukoc and BJ and Craig Hodges and all them around him, and he get to post up in the mid-range, and that ball is, targeted to him every night, and he's getting up 25, 30 attempts. Yeah, he can do the same thing. The most amazing thing about Kevin Durant is, go back and, ask one of your research guys to pull this data up. How many shot attempts does Durant have compared to the shot attempts that Jordan had to break the record?
We got to get a research crew, first of all. That's going to be our number one thing we're going to take.
He's definitely one of the most efficient scorers to ever play this game. So I can understand exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't think he's taking like over 16, 17 shots a night. Very rarely is you see Kevin Durant like taking 30 shots. He gives it to you, on 17, 18 shots.
That's real.
So you heard what Isiah said, and of course the NBA community is roasting and toasting him. But one of the people that spoke about this kind of beef between Isiah and Jordan is Shannon Sharpe. And I think Isiah has even been on Shannon Sharpe's show, at least Shannon has said that. And apparently Isiah also took issue with Shannon Sharpe jumping in the fray and questioning his basketball knowledge, because Shannon is like, man, you got to let this thing go. So what we want to do now is want to play what Shannon Sharpe had to say in response to Isiah Thomas, and then we'll show you what Isiah had to say back to Shannon Sharpe. Take a listen to this sound here.
I had Isiah on the show. I like Isiah. I don't know if anybody that knows him, but if you be around him, he is so engaging. He is, he loves sports. He'll talk any sport with you. Football, basketball, obviously he played at a level. He's a top 75. He was a top 50 player.
Real brother, too.
He looks at it like, this man kept me off the dream team.
Yeah.
Stockton was not better than Isiah. I don't care what y'all say. I get it. He played 100 years. He's the all-time assist leader. He's the all-time steals leader. He wasn't better than Isiah.
I agree with you on that, but I still don't think that Jordan went to the USA commission or whatever and was like, man, look, the only way I play is if Isiah Thomas is not playing. I don't think he did that. I think due to the Pistons not shaking the Bulls' hand. Obviously, that came right after that, right? That was that summer, right? Right after that, right?
Yes.
I think everybody who was over like USA, I think they kind of seen that and kind of just put it together. And I think when they came to get Jordan's well wishes to be able to play on the USA team, I think they may have brought it to him before he ever even said something about it.
You know what makes it even worse is the fact that Jordan won't respond. Jordan doesn't say anything. He doesn't talk about the issues, and I mean, so that makes it even worse and leaves everybody pondering on what really did happen or what really. I mean, it's crazy that Jordan has said nothing. I think at some point, I'm not sure when, he gonna sit down.
No, he not. No, he not.
Won't.
That man over there run them NASCAR cars. He ain't studying y'all. Talking about some.
Even if he didn't have nothing going on, that ain't who Jordan is.
He ain't gonna never talk about that.
You know how Jordan is?
Yeah.
He just never speak to you again.
That's it, huh?
That's it.
Excellent. So you heard what Shannon had to say. So let me show you what Isiah Thomas said. I want to put up the post now. And it said, in response to Nightcap, it says, Isiah Thomas is being messy when it comes to Michael Jordan, saying that Kevin Durant could have won 6 rings with the Bulls in the 90s. Isiah Thomas then replied to Acho and ISO Joe, next time, let ISO Joe answer the basketball question before you shift the conversation to gossip and innuendo. I would love to hear his response, hear his opinion on basketball there. So you heard what Isiah Thomas had to say. He's basically saying that this is a basketball conversation, and if you don't, and you're not looking at this through a basketball lens, I don't care what kind of basketball we're talking about. Kevin Durant is not on the same level as Michael Jordan at all. No one anywhere ever thought that. Not even for 1 second. Not in terms of as a leader, as a scorer, and nothing. I don't think Kevin Durant does nothing better than Michael Jordan. Nothing. Absolutely. Maybe shoot threes, but that's about it. I don't think there's anything KD does better than Michael Jordan. Not even one thing beyond shooting threes. Jordan is better at everything when it comes to basketball. Better defender, score, everything you want to say. Leader, clutch player, everything you want to say. How can you compare these two players? Like, do we not know who we're talking about? Like, this is what happens when you have bozos coming out here disrespecting the greatest player of the sport. He now just gets talked about so flippantly. Like, oh, Jordan was just that guy over there. He was just some guy over there and over there. Really? Bro, he's the best player of all time. No one here is thinking that Kevin Durant is winning 6 titles with the Chicago Bulls in the 90s after how the Boston Celtics brutalized him in 2021 when they were allowed to play physical defense with him. No. I saw KD play against physical defense, and he turned into a 40% shooter. Basically, a 40% shooter in that series, playing physical defense. Whereas Jordan, that's all he faced. But you're going to bring Kevin Durant? There's nobody. Let me just say this for the record. You could bring whoever you want. They're not winning 6 titles. You can bring whoever you want. Name a player, bring him. He ain't doing it. LeBron James for damn sure not doing it. Even Kobe Bryant, my favorite player of all time, he's not doing it. There's nobody doing that. There's nobody. There's a reason why Michael Jordan is who he is, and there's a reason why everybody else is who they are. Let's not get this twisted, please. Let's stop the nonsense. Let's stop the buffoonery. I get that we need stuff to talk about, and we need to just give out a hot take from here from time to time, but let's knock it off. There's nobody doing what Michael Jordan can do. Nobody. Bring whoever you want. They can't do it. They can't. The only person I think could come close to that was probably Kobe, and I would give Kobe maybe 4 rings. And I would not give Kobe 2 3-peats. No, I would not. And Kobe Bryant is my favorite player of all time, but I'm not delusional like some of these other clowns out here. I don't think that there's a person better than MJ. I'm not delusional, especially when there's no evidence to suggest that. And longevity is not an answer, bro. Longevity doesn't give you that peak performance. We saw you in your peak. You can't do what Jordan did. So get the out of my face with your longevity stats. At your best, you are not as good as him. Your longevity means nothing. Your longevity doesn't equal his peak. It's below it. It's just here, and Jordan is up there. You're just a line that keeps going on. But you could never reach that pinnacle, period. You can't bring players that have never even three-peated once and telling me they could three-peat twice. When did KD ever three-peat one time? Knock it off with this goofy. This is goofy conversation had by goofy people. Let's be for real. Let's deal with reality. and some of y'all are dealing in fantasy. This is not an episode out of freaking Narnia or some stupid that. Please. Enough is enough with the clown. And I say it every day. Sports media is a clown medium. And it's comments like this to prove it.